Hi guys, welcome to my channel, your go-to spot for hairstyling, wig making and coloring. So today we are going to be installing a frontal. So without talking too much, let's get into it. This is a 13x4 frontal. I'm gonna be installing this on my model, Mofair.
Hi.
Thanks for coming. So let's get into it. The first thing I'm going to do is wipe her edges from any makeup or any skincare, any residue that might be on the skin. To do this, I'm going to be using micellar water. I got this from Boots and a cotton pad. Most people use alcohol, but I don't really like to use alcohol. I prefer to use this. So I'm just cleaning it, wiping it gently to remove any makeup or any product residue on her skin in that area. And I'm gonna dry it in. So the next thing I'm gonna do is use Got2b glue to just clean up her edges. I mean, not clean up her edges, but just sweep her hair away. This allows us to get a nice base for the glue to sit on. I'm gonna blow this in with cold air, not warm, cold. The next thing I'm gonna do is use a wig cap to protect her edges. Because I'm gonna be using glue, I don't wanna put it directly on her hair. So the wig cap gives us a barrier between her hair and the actual glue. One is the HD cap. These are the newer ones, not the thick old ones. That one. Then I'm going to use the Got2b again to secure the cap. So I'm only doing this on where our hairline is. I'm not taking it too far in because we don't need that. Cold air to dry. I'm going to sew the wig cap down on the sides all the way to the back and the other side. This is just to secure the cap. So we just need the stitch to secure the cap to the base. Yeah. So now I'm going to cut off the excess cap at the front. I'm going to cut it as close as possible so we don't have any excess. Powder and makeup brush to blend the cap to her skin. So to do this, I prefer to go for a darker powder, like a shade slightly darker than her skin. It just helps to blend the cap a lot better. So this is the shade I'll be going for. As you can see, I've used it a lot. Almost finished. Need to stock up on that one. Can you see how the cap is just disappearing into her skin? So the next thing I'm going to be doing is matching the lace to her skin tone because it's slightly lighter. So to do this, I'm going to be using HairWithBlessing Lace Tint in the shade Dark Brown. All I need to do is spray it. I don't need to do anything else. Just spray it on and just like this. Just a couple. And I'm going to go ahead and blow dry that in. So, and then I'm going to try it on her just to make sure it blends. See, looks good. So that blends really well. Sometimes after installing the hair, you might find that you need to tint the lace a little bit more. But before installing it, I prefer to not tint it too dark because once you go too dark, you would have to wash the hair. You will have to wash the lace, dry it and start again. So to be safe, don't go too dark. Build up the tint so that you have a bit more room to go darker if you need to. So now I'm going to use my wig stand. The whole purpose of doing this is to move the hair, especially because the lace is already cut. Some of the hair are falling forward. So when you're gluing, that hair is going to be getting in the way. So I'm going to use the hot comb to sweep everything back so that I can see clearly. You want to push it all the way back. Not to the side, not to the middle, back. I'm still going to be styling this hair with a side part, but I'm going to do that once I'm done installing the hair. For now, the aim is just to move the hair away from the hairline. Now that we're done with that, we're going to go ahead and start gluing it down. So I'm going to put it back on the head. Let's put this aside. I'm just going to pull it back a little bit. Just fold it back like that. And start putting on my glue. So I'm using this, it's called the hand palette. I like to put it at the back of my hand because I don't want the glue on my skin. Not because it's harmful or anything, it's just hard to get out. So this just helps to, when I'm done, I just peel it off. So I'm going to be using a HairWithBlessing glue, and I'm just going to be using 2 layers because it is quite strong. So I'm going to start by putting it, I try to avoid putting it on the client's hairline. I put it more on their skin, around their hairline, and then pull it in. I'm just using the spatula to spread it out. And I'm doing this around her hairline. So I'm going to dry that in a little bit. As you can see, it's already clearing. But I'm just going to reinforce it and dry it a little bit more before I put another layer. I'm doing this with cold air. You can use cold air or medium, but not too hot. But for now, cold. I'm going to be adding the second layer very lightly and spread it out with my spatula. So when you're putting the glue on, you want to make sure that you're putting as little as possible and a little bit at a time. You don't want to pack on too much because it's going to be hard to dry. Place the wig, the lace down. Doing this to press the lace into the glue, so this will help the lace melt properly into the glue. Just pressing it in. I can also use a tail comb to press it in, just to make sure it melts in really well. It's still, you can still see some bits coming up, but I'm gonna hold it down with a band for now while I style the hair a little bit, just to let the glue that is already there dry. While I wait for that to dry, I'm gonna go ahead and start straightening the hair. So now I'm done blow drying the hair, and we're gonna finish up the lace. So now I'm gonna hold the rest of the lace down with the glue. As you can see, it's already dry. So to do this, I usually just put a little bit of the glue at the back of my hand. Yep, you just need a little bit. And then I use the spatula to collect a little bit of the glue, lift the lace, and then spread it very thin. You don't want too much glue, otherwise it's gonna show, especially when it's HD lace. Also, over time, you're gonna keep building up on it, so you don't want to start with too much glue. So now I'm gonna go back in and tie it again. So I'm gonna put it in sections. Side. So right now I'm straightening the hair line by line, starting from the back. So I'm going to be styling it as a side part to the left. I'm going to use a melting spray. I'm using the Ebin melting spray to melt the lace in. So I don't like to spray directly onto the lace. I prefer to spray it into a mixing bowl. And then I use a small makeup brush, a clean one, to just you can spray it directly if you want, but I feel like doing it like this gives you a little bit of control, and you can build it up as well. Cold air. So I'm gonna go in and tie it down again. So we're gonna leave this on for just a few minutes while I hot comb the hair to separate the parting. I prefer to hot comb while the hairband is on because I don't want to burn her forehead. Okay, that's it for now. So I'm gonna go in and just trim the ends a little bit. Just make it cleaner and more defined. I'm just gonna add a little bit of flick to the front. Just give you a really nice flick. Super tight. Feels good. Yeah. Look at that meltdown.
Find the lace.
What lace? What lace?
Lace where?
So sometimes once you finish the whole process, you might feel like you need to make the lace a little bit darker, or maybe there's some white cast over there, just to give you a little bit more blend. I would use the lace tint again, but this time I'm going to spray a little bit into my mixing bowl, just like this. And then I'll go in with my makeup brush and just touch it, just very lightly, and just brush it, just to get rid of, just to make it blend a little bit more. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on post notification so that you don't miss a thing. And I look forward to creating with you guys. See you in my next video.